Good Sunday morning. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. As you can see, the water is blue. Signs of spring are everywhere here on the Hidden Farm Road Meadow. I greet you then on this beautiful Sunday morning. May the peace of God be with you. Let us take a moment to quiet ourselves in heart, mind, and body, that we might be more fully open to the sacred presence within and all around us. Such a beautiful morning. There's a kayaker out on Lower Mud Lake. Peaceful day. A wonderful day. I offer you this reading then from Psalm 124. Again, adapted by Nancy Merrill in her book, Psalms for Praying, an Invitation to Wholeness. Let us listen for what the Spirit is saying to us. If it were not for you, O beloved, you who make all things new, fear and chaos would reign in every heart. In you will I trust. When doubt threatens to overwhelm me and separate me, when anger makes me blind, then you, O merciful one, are ever ready to awaken the holy, the sacred within me. Then do your living streams of grace enfold me. Blessed are you, who are a very presence to us, a comfort to our troubled hearts. Grant us the strength of eagle wings, the courage to soar to new heights. Break within us the bonds of fear, that we may live with love. Our guidance comes from you, O Counselor. Blessed are you, O Giver of life, beloved of my heart. Sunday morning, I was wondering, as we wake up even with the sun shining, might lift our spirits. Is anyone else struggling with a sense of grief over the many different types of loss we are experiencing during this pandemic, this time of sheltering in place that physically separates us, even if we try to virtually connect? Are you experiencing any type of grief? I am. This is my 5th Sunday being away from the people I share ministry with at the Oakland-Cambridge Presbyterian Church out in Cambridge, Wisconsin. And while we've had some virtual gatherings, the closeness you feel, though, in a sanctuary gathered around the communion table, in the fellowship hall, around those tables of fellowship and friendship, well, it's left me kind of feeling sad and a bit blue, a little empty, somewhat weary and tired. And I struggle with that at times, and I realize I'm grieving for what I've lost, both as a minister, as a substitute teacher, in the sense of community. Are you struggling with grief in its many different forms? This Tuesday, out at Lake Ripley Cemetery in Cambridge, I will have my very first funeral, a graveside. And besides myself and the funeral director, there will only be 2 adult children there, as the other family members live further away. Plans are for a future unknown date to celebrate the life of their father when all the family and friends can gather. How hard that is to lose a loved one at this time and to go through funerals. Being separated when you need someone the most to be there, to hug you, to hold your hand, to touch you, to mourn with you. It's not only difficult for the families, for the friends that want to come and be there, it's also difficult for the funeral directors who want to provide that comfort and care that they're so accustomed to, and yet now with new restrictions are trying to find, like all of us, creative ways to help people mourn. Grief does seem to be a constant companion for many of us throughout our days as we journey through this shadow of darkness, a pandemic, and the uncertainty that seems to accompany it and accompany us. And we may, as we go through this, wonder why we are tired and irritable and cranky and maybe at times teary-eyed, unable to laugh when others seem to be bright in spirit, feeling a little hopeless while waiting for something, anything to lift our spirits and give us reason to hope that the sun will rise and life will return to some semblance of order. Maybe not fully like it once was, but something new that can provide us hope in the midst of this pandemic. Something new that will bring healing to all those who are struggling, not only with the COVID-19 virus, but with so many other health issues, and for those who care for them. There is a poem that as we struggle with our grief, and I'd say as we struggle with it, that we don't fear it, but embrace it. Maybe like an old friend who, like a mentor, has wisdom to offer as we travel through these uncertain times. David White writes in his book, Where Many Rivers Meet, this poem entitled The Well of Grief. Those who will not slip beneath the still surface on the well of grief, turning downward through the black water to the place we cannot breathe, will never know the source from which we drink, the secret water, cold and clear, nor find in the darkness glimmering the small round coins thrown by those who wished for something else. Grief is with us. Pay attention to it in its many, many different forms. Find comfort, maybe in a phone call, a virtual face-to-face, Google Hangout, Google Gathering, Zoom, even a walk, socially distancing, and yet being cohesive together can bring some joy. Get out and enjoy this beautiful Sunday sunshine. Let the sun and the warmth bask you and enfold you in grace and love to comfort you and lift you and give you strength. In closing this morning, I offer you this blessing by Jan Richardson, who blogs at the Painted Prayer Book. It is entitled, An Irresistible Blessing. This blessing has been walking for a long time, traveling with no map, no signpost, no guide. It has been aching with a heart unbelievably unbelievably broken and unimaginably lost and immeasurably tired. This blessing does not have it all together. This blessing sometimes wakes up anxious and afraid. This blessing had to be quiet, had to let itself sit in stillness and sorrow, had to let itself stop and rest, to allow for joy to become imaginable again, and grace to become believable again, and the presence of love to become inescapable again. This blessing knows you carry your own sorrow, your own grief. It knows the weariness that visits you, the questions that attend your road. It knows, too, how you keep turning yourself toward mystery, how you keep turning yourself toward hope, how you keep turning yourself toward this world with the beautiful stubbornness by which a way is made. And so this blessing is glad to finally cross your path. This blessing has been waiting for you. This blessing has been watching for you. This blessing has been wanting to see your face, to speak your name, to offer thanks. This blessing meets you with glad welcome. This blessing meets you with persistent hope. This blessing meets you with fierce love that is ancient and present. This blessing comes to you with a heart impossibly open and irresistibly drawn and infinitely grateful for the blessing that you bear, for the blessing that you are. You are a blessing, and you are blessed, the beloved sons and daughters of God. And may God's love and grace and peace be with you this day. May it enfold you in love and hope to bring you healing and give you strength as you go forth in this day, even with grief accompanying us, but knowing that the light shines within us and all around us, guiding our way through this dark and uncertain time, bringing us to the still, quiet waters, much like Lower Mud Lake, and we will find peace